Round 2 of the Nether Drake deck against Mr. Atsnock. Sure, let's go with that. My opponent's not playing any Soulbind cards, so I'm gonna just like guess Herald. It's my default. Figure it out shortly. So he played a Stinging Invocation and passed the turn, which is super cute. I don't really know what it means for me though. It definitely means Spiritstone Sentry here and a Frostmane Dragon probably here, because that way I can make an egg and he's gonna move his Killer Bee out of the way. It's kind of unlucky for him that they were both put in the same spot, because it's really hard to block the bees on like your first turn, because they have mobility 1, they just scoot in and kill you. I mean, it's not that great of a card, especially at rank 1. At rank 2 it's really good actually, because it gives poison 3 to players too. Looks like we got some sort of glitch here. This Killer Bee does not want to go back. Okay. So he's probably going to move his Killer Bee and poison my dragon, because there's no point in poisoning a Spiritstone Sentry. So he's playing Heralds and Killer Bees. It's a strange combination. So I'm likely going to Zithian Direhound his Herald and Tendrils one of these bees. Yeah, definitely. Actually, I can Tendrils this Duskmaw. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, so here's my play. I'm going to egg this side lane, which kind of sucks, but I can, if I need to, I'll replace it with a Spiritstone Sentry. I do take damage from Herald there, but I don't really care. And then I'm going to Tendrils this creature. I have two options. I can move my Frostmane Dragon, but he's playing green, and I don't really know what he's playing since no deck really plays Killer Bee. So if he has Leyline Golems, I don't really want to get got by that. So I'm just going to block it with a Dire Hound and give -3 to the Herald, or -4 to the Herald. Even though I have 2 poison on 2 of my creatures for his, I guess Malice Hermit doesn't really matter. Plus if he Malice Hermits, I can move my Duskmaw, because I have Druid Tendrils. I guess it all just really depends on what he plays here. So he has a Stinging... Okay, that was a weird replace. Okay, so he's trying to kill my Spiritstone Sentry, because it comes into play and damages me a bunch. Hurts. Oh, it hurts. Luckily, one thing you can do when faced with such adversity is pump your... or take away the Herald's power with Scythe of Chiron, which I will do on my... I can do it on Spiritstone. That's probably the play. It probably would have been better to do it on Duskmaw, but it doesn't matter too much. And I'm just like using a Tendrils because he's not playing Leyline Demon, so I might as well give him minus power. Now next turn, if he doesn't kill my egg, it hatches into a dragon. And since he has 3 level 2 Heralds in his deck, which kind of sucks, because I think that's the only card in his deck I can actually die to. But I have some pretty good faith that he'll play a bunch of bad cards for me. Legion Sharding his Herald is pretty good. That means I need to deal with it before he... Ouch. Ouch. Usually I just play like a Zithian Direhound and kill it this way. I can play the Frostmane Dragon here, but the egg doesn't really do anything, and I'd rather have a Duskmaw when I draw Tendrils next rank. I need to block his Herald this turn though, because I don't really want him to pump it. And I get a Frostmane Dragon off my egg. And now I can move it out of the way. And I had Druid Tendrils for Duskmaw. So if I need to, I can actually play Spiritstone Sentry, Surzal, and Tendrils to fill up all my lanes. That's not ideal for me. All of these cards... This is one of the problems if he just plays Heralds. Like, my deck revolves around bringing back Spiritstone Sentries. So if I can't do that, such as he plays like only Herald of Destructions and stops playing the bad cards like Stinging Invocation, there's not actually much I can do to interact with him. So I think my plan is to... I have two plans. I can play Surzal to reset Direhound, to shrink his Herald, and then play Spiritstone Sentry, because it's sort of in the clear at that point. I think that's what I'm going to do. I could also play the Surzal to shrink, or to like try to reset the Duskmaw to bring it in front of the Herald so I can kill the Tendrils, but that's really random. It's a lot left to chance there. So I'm just going to Surzal my Direhound. Hopefully it doesn't go in the side lane next to the Herald. Even though it does like die to the... I should have definitely Tendrils this guy first. I forgot. Whoops. And I'm going to play the Sentry anyway, because it's really big at this rank. It gets +2/+2 for each thing that's died. I haven't talked a lot about the poison that's damaging me, because I can't do anything about it. Like, it's just happening every turn. It's kind of annoying, but if he stops playing Heralds... Like, I'm dealing with the Heralds he's playing, but I need him to stop playing the Herald Dendrify turns, because those are super annoying. He metamorphs my guy. Luckily, I can just Tendrils this Windspark Elemental. When you're faced with a choice of level 2 creature and Immortal Echoes, it's generally better to go level 2 creature, because you can't control what you're going to get off of Immortal Echoes this late in the game. So I'm just going to Tendrils this guy here and play another Duskmaw. Probably doesn't really matter. I could play it here, I guess. That way I have two 10-power creatures in play, and he has nothing. If he's playing Phytobomb, it doesn't do anything. Whereas normally if I had like 3 creatures in play, or 2 creatures in play, it would do a lot of damage to me. And he could rely on the poison to finish me off. Poison plus like any incremental damage he can get in. It's actually pretty lucky that I drew a Tendrils there on this turn, because I believe I already played 2 in that hand. Right? Yeah, I have. So this Tendrils draw is really lucky, especially with the only 1 Killer Bee, and he put the Herald in front of a Duskmaw. So I get to move this here, Tendrils this creature, play the Borean Windweaver so I can move my Surzal to kill his Killer Bee, and then play, I guess another Duskmaw because it has 6 power. I don't really foresee Herald of Destruction really doing anything. I've only seen 1 Stinging Invocation, and he's just played the level 2 version, so there's no real reason to play Herald against him. I'd rather play a 6-power creature. And I already moved a creature this turn, so I'll move my Duskmaw in case I need to play a Spiritstone Sentry in the side lane. So I'm looking like I'm in pretty good shape here. I've got a lot of Duskmaws in play, a level 2 Scythe in my hand, which does a lot of damage to him and shrinks his Herald. He only has 1 level 2 Herald left in his deck, or like in this rank. He's a little more likely to draw it than usual because of the what's that card called? Legion Shard he played earlier. That removed it. It has Overload, so it removes itself from his deck. But this Windspark Elemental leads me to believe he's trying a Malice Hermit here, maybe? Malice Hermit makes sense with the Killer Bees. I just haven't seen any Malice Hermits yet, which is kind of weird. Like, Malice Hermit would only deal 6 damage to me here? 8 damage to me here? Brimstone Tyrant, that doesn't quite do what he wants it to, I think. So, how much damage do I have in play? 12 plus 10 is 22, plus the 4 from Scythe. I can actually give my creatures a lot of power here. Let me just double count. That's 26 damage. So yeah, I'll play another Scythe just to make sure. You never know when you might miscount. So yeah, that was round 2. Much closer than I would have liked, but kind of like the Fire Fist Duranti guy. He also played Stinging Invocation, which was kind of like a waste of a turn. So every now and then people like to spice up their Herald builds by playing things other than Herald, but that's like the only card in the deck that does anything, so you just need to like survive until you can play Herald a bunch of times. I think that's the ideal way to play the deck. But what do I know? I'm like pretty bad at playing that deck. So, yep, 2-0. go into round 3.